Good morning, good evening, everyone. Time to get going. Hello, Father. Thank you for joining us. Let's dive right into the second episode of the Anno 1800 campaign. For those of you who missed the first episode, don't hesitate to check it out on my channel. Very quick recap is obviously we're going through the story. So we started a Ditchwater town here with some farmers and workers at this point. We have some neat little layout like this one for the work clothes, here for the sausage. So slowly but surely getting growing and getting to the next stage. We also have started a new island here, just got it. Why did we get this island? To get the hop so that we can make beer on this island and start sharing it with obviously our main island. We are also getting some nice fir and grape that will definitely be useful in the future because we don't have it here. What is good is that we do have the red pepper on this island here, so that way we'll be able to make the canned food for artisan pretty easily. Okay, so let's dive right in. Obviously, don't hesitate to share any thoughts, questions, suggestions in the comments below or in the chat. I'd love to hear about it, especially about the future episodes, what you want to see first or maybe last. For example, last time I asked if you wanted me to also show as quickly as possible things like the silos, or if I should wait a bit and just focus on the campaign for now. So do share that in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, and if you remember, in the last episode we were at the point where dear Uncle Edward wanted sales from us. So let's give it to him so we can also start moving with that quest here. Let's do a quick check also on our production. We are fine on schnapps, on fish, on clothes.
If you do,
what?
be sure to return any salvage to me.
Prisoners transfer. We're also good on sausage, good on bread. So yeah, all in all, very good. We now need to move to soup and beer. And as I said in the previous episode, the goal is really just to go in order, do them all one by one. So actually the next one is steel, but we can't do steel right away because we don't have access to iron mine. So we can either move on with the story or we could do the soap because the soap requires just a bit of steel, which we can buy at Archibald. But yeah, let's follow the story actually just to be... yeah, we can keep it, that's fine. So for the story, we need to go rescue people here. This is very close, so that's great. If you're also new to the channel, don't hesitate to really check all of the other series that I have. One on record of population, one on beauty building. Why is it not working? One on many different things. Yeah, I know definitely requires a lot of a great computer, let's say, especially if you want to stream or record at the same time. When I'm playing on my own, it's definitely a lot easier.
Do you also then save us from a grievous injustice?
But indeed, I could... how do you get it in offline mode?
The man is an imposter.
Because indeed, I don't need to be online, that's true. For this stream here. Okay, a sealed document here. So should we open it or not? You can decide to open it or to bring the prisoners directly to our uncle. Obviously we don't like him, so we're definitely going to open it. And here the classic Anno sort of humor. You can see the names of the people: good heart, noble, decent, but they did assassination, writing a threatening letter, etc. So you see the problem. It's obviously that Uncle is not a good man.
It cannot be. These names are those father trusted most?
Indeed, those
doctors,
prisoners you can see
academics.
here are the father's most trusted associates. So let's make sure we
Astonished he
don't
could
bring
keep this
them
corrupt.
to him and we
Must put
bring
their
them
cases before the
to
highest authority
Archibald
and hope for a
for
retrial.
fair trial, let's say.
He certainly knows how to silence his critics.
Thanks for the feedback, definitely for that. I'll try that after. You can also check the stream later on the channel where the quality will definitely be better. Thanks to YouTube. Okay, we're almost there. Actually, let me increase the speed. He's curious. That's nice.
Oh dear. Best leave these poor
Okay, indeed,
I will
yes.
tell Edvard that
I'll
the
definitely do
evidence
that
was
next time then. Thanks a lot.
That was none of your business. And what
That was none of your business. And what right has the crown? Well, it's the crown. They can do whatever they want.
We are all of us quite moved by your selfless actions.
That's almost the skyscraper guy, Danny. Investors.
I am so relieved our legitimacy is no longer in question.
Sister Anna is pleased.
Fire runs wild. Fight
Oh,
is
we have fire
fast.
at home.
Harry, I already smell the tar.
Where
See
is the
masts
fire?
are swaying from Father's
It
study.
disappeared. Okay. Did place a few, so we just need to mobilize so that it goes quicker. I'd love if there was a button to mobilize everywhere. If you know about it, do tell me in the comments below. I've never seen it before. But yeah, if you mobilize, you get, instead of 1 here, you'll get 2. And if you have even more happiness, you can see 30 happiness, and here 50, and you can get even more, so to 3 and 4. Okay, so they're gonna walk there, that's won't be a problem, but yes, let's walk on a shipyard. Now it is unlocked. We can put it pretty much everywhere, it doesn't really matter.
You'll soon be making a name
Let's
for
just put a
yourself.
road to it though.
Our city's historic
And
first shipyard.
we discovered
Must document this moment.
Beryl O'Mara. And now we need to take a picture
Like old times.
on the shipyard. Of the shipyard, sorry. One thing I've always found strange is when you take pictures you can see the blueprint. That's not very realistic, but yeah. Well, that's life. As you can see here, you see it there. That's maybe the only problem I have with the pictures.
A perfect snapshot.
And here is our first Anno Chronicle, so he's not working anymore for our uncle, he's working with us. Great, we're gonna be able to also soon use that. And we're moving to chapter 2, a sign of fire. We need to build a few ships and sell them to Archibald, which will give us some money. Quite good because we don't have that much at this point.
Direst need of ships.
And to make those chips, the first one you really don't need that much, just wood or timber, let's say, and sail. It starts for this one where you do need guns, which we don't have yet.
And in such
Because
quantity.
again, this part here with the mines are blocked.
The weaponry
They
we
will,
ask for presents a
perfect.
problem.
These are now
Surely
getting
we have
under.
an iron load, do we?
He asks you to find an iron mine to produce steel, and you can find them over here. You also don't know, you know, if you have a big island, many mines, you don't really know where they are. Now that you can just click here. If you click on iron, you'll go through the iron mine, then if you click on zinc, get to the zinc one, etc, etc. Alright, so that can be quite useful also for the clay, it works for everything. So yeah, obviously this is blocked now by this mountain, so we need to excavate that.
Perhaps not refined enough for your sister, but at least your workers can start
Yes,
their
it is a
day.
mine. This is obviously this type of thing is not available if you go directly to Sandbox. You never see things like this. That's also maybe one reason why you would want to do the campaign, just to see things a bit different. We're also gonna have a unique building, those type of things. But yeah, the excavation site, let's start it. It works similar to monuments, things like the Iron Tower, where you're gonna have several levels. Here it's 2 phases, for example, and each phase takes some time, takes some resources, also usually people. So you do need to be careful about that. Here we definitely have everything. It's just a few farmers and a bit of bricks and timber, so it won't be a problem. It does need to be delivered though, right? So as you can see, there is the warehouse problem. So let's move here.
Father used Mr. Ticker on account of his good sense.
And build this warehouse.
Go on. I suggest you find him in Bright Sands.
I don't know why I did that. But anyway, we're starting to have a lot of timber. One thing I'd love to do now is also start. Actually, I don't have that much money. Let me not buy anything. But we can start developing this island here before we move on to the rest of the story. So let's do something simple. I mean, we're gonna need obviously also population, but not as much as this. But still, let's take copy tool, something like this. Let's see how it fits into that island. Yeah, that's pretty good for that corner here. It will never be perfect, of course, from one island to another, but definitely don't hesitate to just copy paste as a starting point. Press D for demolition, then we can clean this a bit here. Is there another shore? Yeah, there's another shore here, another one there for a fish. So we don't need to... this is... yeah, that's not perfect, but it's fine. We'll live with it. Okay, this one is the same, we can live with that. Let's move this here. Perfect. Some a bit of space. Demolish this. We will need some wood though. Can do 2 things. One is use our ship here to start doing a route. We could also do a charter route, because at the beginning, when you don't have a lot of ships, that could be good. It doesn't, especially the first one is free. If you don't know what I did here, is when you have one thing selected, like timber, if you press shift, it will load fully the ship, because this one has 3 cargo slots. So here 3, and similarly here, if you press shift, you can, get it full. So yeah, let's start it just so that we deliver timber to go this down quickly as possible. Let's make maybe one more. No, we have one market. Let's make just one of these. Maybe that one to start with. We could also... oh, there's a problem here. Yeah. Could also put some timber production on the island. But honestly, I think we have good reserves. As you can see, 450, this is producing nice. Not a problem. Okay, this one is already finished. So we're going to finish the phase and see. Now we have the second phase to look into. But for the second phase, we need that guy. Unlock precondition. And we're also going to need some wool, and 100 workers. So this is where it starts, that you need to make sure you have it. And wool we also don't have any, because if we look at our production, we are using exactly what we're producing in wool. So while we are building the other island, we can just start a small production here. We can build it later on. Perfect. Okay. Let's go back to that one, and actually let's put this as Control F8. That way, if I'm here I can just press F8 and go back here. Okay, so back to here, we're still waiting for the wood to be delivered. We can, in the meantime, copy other productions, in particular clothes and fish. Why those two? Well, because if we take a look at fertility, we don't have the potatoes, so we won't be able to actually make schnapps here. We'll have to make it somewhere else. Not the end of the world. Again, that's I mean, that's the beauty of Anno. If you don't know, Anno is all about this, right? Is create different islands, and each island sort of specialized because they have different fertility, and based on those fertilities, you know, then you create transport empire with many routes. If if you've seen some of the min-maxing series out there, including my own, you know, you get to more than 100 different routes at the end. Okay, so the first ship is coming now. We also need some fish as a base production. Put it here. We can put 2 to start with. Yeah, over there. Perfect. Let's put also one of these. Just in case, don't want anything to burn. Let's start increasing the population. We can go crazy soon, or we'll build everything and we get a bit more. Can you come back? Yeah, come back. Because the max right now is only 75, so it's not delivering everything. I should also start there. Okay, really forgot. The schooners, we can make a few because I also want to use some to move things around. Okay, perfect. You can restart now. So let's start this production here. Maybe 2 of these. And check. Obviously, we're just starting. So yeah, we need 2. Perfect. So we can sort of double the population and still be okay on this. I don't want to press shift here because I don't want everything to be built right away. But if you do, you know, if you're in upgrade and you press shift, it's going to upgrade all that you can at once. Okay, so we're pretty good here. Now, one thing we want to do is we're going to increase our schnapp production on dishwater to deliver here. So, I mean, right now it is 3. So when we get to all of this, maybe 4 or 5, right? So let's do that. Problem is we're getting quite full in my small corner here. We need another one soon. And to know if you're producing enough, I'm going to show you a small trick. Just now, after I finish this, we actually need more. That's not normal.
Proper job.
It's okay. That's okay. So as I was saying, let me just finish this first. Covering this corner. So if you go to Control Q, by default it will give you just 1 island, but you can select as many as you want. I mean, there is obviously the whole island at the top, but you can also, if you have only 3 or 2, if you have 3, you can select only 2 if you want, just pressing like that with shift. And with this, it combines the needs and production, right? So for example, we can see that now on schnapps, we're going to produce enough for both islands, which is what we want. The only thing you do need to be careful of is if you start putting a ship to take schnapps, it will probably just take all of the schnapps that you have, especially if it's a big ship. So what you want to do is set a minimum stock, for example, 50, so that the ship, when the ship comes, it will only take here, for example, 43 and leave still 50, which can be used to feed this city here. Right, so that's important. Now we just increase the population though, so let's check if we're still good on things, and we're not good on clothes. And that's the whole game. Every time you change something in your city, you know, you need to evolve also the rest of the city to match. Yeah, that seems pretty good over here. And we're almost out of money though, so that's pretty bad. Oh, and I definitely shouldn't have built all of this, that's way too much. So we're gonna need to pause some. There is, you know, ways to pause everything at once, but here the problem is I don't want to pause everything, I just want to pause a few. So I have to do it a bit manually. Key reason why you want to pause when you're low on money like this is if you're in easy difficulty, when you pause, the maintenance cost goes to 0. Hardest difficulty, it doesn't. So then you definitely should just delete it. But also if you're in the hardest difficulty, when you delete something, you need to pay to delete it. So that's why you have to be quite careful at that point. And usually that's why I like to play only in blueprint mode by default. But anyway, now we are producing enough, so that's perfect. Do we have, yes, we have one. So let's start using it to deliver that schnapps. Perfect. You can also wait for him to be full or wait for him to discharge. That is good later on in the game. At this point, honestly, the islands are super close to each other. You only have one harbor or pier if you wish. So that won't be good because it will block it. So let's just put it. And also for now, I only have, you know, very few routes. So I'm not putting any names or groups or those type of things, but you definitely can. You know, here we can change the name and you can create a group. And we'll definitely do it in the future, but for now, really not that important. And we've created another one, which we're gonna sell this one. First because this is part of the mission, but also because I'm a bit low on money, so I want to get that going. We are making money on that one, so that's already something. Let's increase the population. Okay. Let's move this one in here. So we can clean a bit the city. Perfect. Hello, Middle World. Thank you for joining us. Don't hesitate to share any questions, thoughts, feedback that you may have about Anno in general, like the new cosmetic that's coming, also about the game that we're doing now. Okay, let's sell. If you don't know, indeed, you can sell any ship at Archibald here by clicking over there. Depending on the ship, you will gain a different amount of money. You can also check that quest, see if what he has. A pickup quest, so that's usually pretty easy. Can definitely do it to gain some money. The only thing is that there's a timer, but 30 minutes. Honestly, that wouldn't be a problem. Let's just wait for the next one to be built and we can get it. So this city is growing. We just delivered some schnapps, I'm hoping. Yeah. Perfect. We do need some wood. It's coming. Great stuff. You are a big fan or a big fan. And for that, you're asking for how much money do we sell things or something else? Sorry, I'm not sure I got your question.
On our way.
If you're asking how much to sell the schooner, I mean, each ship is different. You can find that also in the wiki, but for the schooner, it's 2,500. Let's do the quest instead of selling it actually first. You can see over here what it is. So this town now is totally fine. We have a big surplus of everything and we are producing enough. Perfect, perfect. So F8 to go back to this city here. We now have good amount wood. Perfect. Oh, much fun. Yeah. I mean, I hope that this is fun for you. If it's not, do tell me what else I can do to make it a bit more fun or more educational or more whatever it is that you're looking for. I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, this city now is growing. We're providing enough of everything, hopefully. You can just check this. Now we're not producing enough schnapps. So that's gonna be an important one to just grow a bit more, and then we move on to the next part of the quest. Let's do it here. As I said in the last episode, really trying to do integrated chains, so you make sure that, you know, the potato farm is close to the schnapp distillery is close to the warehouse, to be as efficient as possible. Let's close a bit this. Pretty perfect. There's two tiles left. Okay, grow all of it, and that should be enough. Perfect. Let's go back to our ship.
Ship constructed.
Get these people. Puzzle delegates. Okay. The poor ship went under, and then deliver it to Blake. That's usually what you have to do. Okay, and then we can even sell it if we want. So pressing shift, as you can see, you can put different like sequential ways. So first is gonna go there, second is gonna go there. The only thing I need to do is make sure when it's here, I'm gonna see the quest popping up. I need to accept it before it goes too far. Otherwise, I'll have to go back. But yeah, that's a detail. Similarly, actually, you can also put here a rally point. So instead of, you know, when this is disconstruct anything, right now it goes just in front. If I do this and I go here, I put it here, now they will go there by default. Any new ones that I create. So not this one, but anyone after. So yeah, now let's move on with the quest. And if we look at the quest, we need to find the demolition expert, because if you remember, we need to get the demolition expert here for phase 2. As always, we can see a bit where it is on the map with those stars. So here it is. The first time I played this, I remember I was looking forever. I don't know why, because it's pretty clear that somebody was doing some demolition over here, but yeah, I was looking forever for it. Plus it says dynamite shop, so yeah, you just need to click here. And
After
the
picket
next
protest, many
cinematic.
fine men left Bright Sands to join you. Then Edvard struck back. He imprisoned all who were close to
Oh,
your
poor
father,
Thomas.
including my beloved Thomas. My husband and the others were deported to Wormway's prison, and I've heard nothing from him ever since.
At the prison.
If you do find him unharmed, prithee tell him his wife yearns for his return.
We are nearing the place your father
I'll
died.
stay calm. I'll stay calm.
Whatever happens,
But if you can give me some dynamite, maybe I can do something.
So there you are, the traitor's
You're the
children.
traitor.
How
Don't
dare
speak to me
you.
like this.
Oh, spare me the nauseating drivel. Flogging Queenies, Peachy Island in the New World to some rebel
See, they're talking
upstarts.
again about the New World. If you
Traitor is
remember,
degenerate
I showed you
word.
last time the newspaper.
Father will never have
We're gonna
you.
get to that
He was
later in the
Prince
campaign.
Starward, a member of the Royal Council.
He hung himself in one of my cells. I'd call that a rather conclusive admission of guilt.
We
Maybe
did
he
not
didn't
come
like the
here to be
food,
insulted.
couldn't bear it anymore,
We
who
came to
knows.
strike a bargain. The demolition man, Thomas. We want him.
Oh, I vaguely remember him. Stubborn, with a loose mouth, just as innocent as all the others. He is small fry. A bail has been set. Pay every penny of his money, and I will place him immediately at your
Paying. That's what you
disposal.
call being loyal to the queen?
I
Anyway.
can't think why he'd be worth anything. Everyone
Also
here
for
is
anybody who's
beyond
watching, Farzad, Mido, what are you doing right now in Anno? What playthrough are you type of things are you doing? Is it focused on min-maxing, beauty building, having just casual fun? Love to hear about what people are doing these days. Getting to the end of season 3. So yeah, interesting in that. They're still taking some time. They're probably against the wind. Yeah, sort of almost fully against the wind. So you can see this is the direction of the wind. So you want the direction of the wind to be behind you for these types of ships. But yeah, we'll just have to deal with it. Okay, so I mean the city is fine here. Now we need to pay. Now we need to find him first. He's a demolition expert. And he's here. He's always at the same place if you're wondering. No, it's not like, I mean, you can test them all if you want, but yeah, it's that guy here.
That's the least I
And we
do
need to pay
for my
5,000. Good
secret.
thing we've sold a few ships, so we now have quite a bit of money.
He
We
is
can do
ready for
it, but
transportation.
we do need to go back. And yeah, you see, I missed it. We need to go back to pick him up. So let's do this one first. And then go picking him up. Oh no, actually we don't. They're giving us a ship. That's great. Thank you. I mean, for 5,000, they just can do that. And you play every day. And what do you like to do? Like, where are you at now? Large population, or you prefer beauty building? In this game, that's what I like about Anno 1800. Is really there's something for everybody, right? Interesting. So you mix both beauty and performance. That's good stuff.
One final look.
So to anybody who's watching, oh, the first newspaper, great. If you don't know about the newspaper, definitely that is a very important thing. So let's look at it in detail. First of all, any newspaper that will come with elements by default, which are linked to a bit how your city is going. You know, you can have things that are positive or things that are negative. Then you'll be able to edit it before publishing it if you don't like what you see. And when you edit, you can see different elements. Right now we haven't unlocked that many. As when you move into the game, and basically when your population, it says profile level, but it's basically your population. As long as your population starts increasing, then you're gonna unlock more to get to basically 3 per category. And then each of them will cost you influence. As you can see, this one, for example, costs 10, this one 30, 25, etc. So if I take any of them, for example, you know, I want more money, and I don't want this negative one, we can just select it, put it there, and instead of negative, now I have a positive one, right? It is costing me influence. It will also have another effect when you get to the higher tiers of population, which is that basically your higher tiers of population are educated, so they don't like when you do propaganda, right? Because this is propaganda where hiding the truth and putting, let's say, a fake article on top. So they won't like that, so you definitely have to be careful about it. I can explain that more in details later on. But yeah, you now just can see how much it's going to cost you in terms of influence versus your total influence. And the last thing that they introduced later, I don't remember when it was, to be honest, probably game update 9 or 10 something, which was you can auto-publish, meaning that if, for example, I choose 3 different things like this, and I always want those 3, then I can put auto publish and they will always be selected by default. If you don't, if you select only one, for example, like this, I don't suggest that you do auto publish, right? Because these two could be very negative if you do that. For now, we're definitely not gonna do auto publish also because what we have at our disposal right now is pretty bad, right? Like it's just the level 1. So we're gonna want each time to check if we've unlocked the next one so we can get more of whatever we want. For example, right now, more money is quite good. And those two are pretty good, so we're gonna leave them. So it is about the newspaper, comes regularly. Don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat. If you don't, if there's something you don't know, I may not know either, right? I'm not saying I know everything, but after more than 1,000 hours into this game, I think I pretty much know quite a bit. Okay, so Demolition Expert has arrived with a lot of... He took a lot of clothes with him, or maybe a lot of dynamite. Let's just do... Ctrl-Shift-R to get into first-person mode. He's here with his nice uniform. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I see you brought with you a lot of friends. Even more boom. That's a nice brand you got there. You have a big business, I can see. Okay, let's stop with this. But indeed, don't hesitate to use the this first-person mode to visit your city. There is also actually a lot of hidden quests. Maybe we'll look at that later on when you're in first-person mode. But yeah, let's select him so we can move a bit with the story.
Treated me like a human being. I don't know what you're trying to achieve here. It won't bring Samuel back.
Oh, we also have a fire there. That's not great. So the more dense your city is, and this is a pretty dense city, the more fire you're gonna get. He's talking. He's not super happy with us at this point. Yeah. So right now we can't see it because there's a fire in action, but if there's no fire, you can also see the chance of fire, and here it's very high. Actually, maybe let's put a few more. Okay. You can see also if there's anything that's not green, right? This is trouble because it means it's not covered by any. This is pretty covered, but that may explode a lot too. Put it here. This is covered, yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. Like, I can just rebuild it, but still, I like to avoid disasters. Sorry guys, I didn't see you posted a few comments. So indeed, and I have played also a few of the others. I actually haven't played 1404. Maybe I should try it, but I feel like, I mean, like many games, obviously, the last one, which is Anno 1800, is definitely the best in the series, right? Like they're learning from their mistake along the way, and it's good, right? There's actually a few series of games where they didn't really do that. Either they just keep the same thing and people are disappointed, or they actually, try something new but forget about what was great about the first or the previous game. So I feel Anno 1800 is definitely not that way. As well, great to see you, and indeed I know it is late for you. It's good. Thank you for joining. Love to always see you, and I'm glad you're also back. Hope you had a really great time, and that the missus is not too mad at you for checking the game, the channel, and all of this. But yeah. Also for you, 1404 is the best, but is the best in the sense that it was the best at the time, or you think it's the best, it's still the best now. Love to hear about that. But yeah, and I completely also understand, guys, when you're saying your computers are not good enough for Anno 1800. It's definitely like you need crazy good computers especially when you get to a high population, right? Like on my 3 million, on my 5 million save, it's like the computer is just dying. It's just not, it's just crazy. She's fast asleep. Yeah, I can understand that. Mine is fast asleep too. Anyway, let's move forward a bit, but really love, guys, that you're here and sharing your thoughts. Really, this is why also I wanted to stream more and more so that we can really discuss and, you know, in particular, anybody is gonna buy the new cosmetic DLC. I posted this morning a quick video sharing, you know, what's in it. Love to hear your thoughts about it. If you know my channel, you know I'm not the biggest beauty builder out there, so I'm actually not super keen on it at this point, but maybe I'm, you know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something. Anyway, let's move to the second phase. While you guys think about this, we needed a bit of wool, we have a lot, bit of workforce, so all of it is all good. Let's dive in. We have this guy, just need to deliver the wool. That's why we still have a warehouse over here. And I mean, you guys probably don't see it on the stream because of YouTube and my internet and all of this, but I'm actually playing in the highest quality because I mean, right now the empire is still small, so the graphics on my side are pretty good. I'm planning all investors, so I think we should make it all skyscrapers, so not basic investors but all skyscrapers. The only question on my mind is, do we keep the exact same layout or do we make a more interesting layout? But yeah, I think we should definitely make it a spatial island, you know, especially given that we have this nice thing here and all of this. But yeah, I haven't decided. Do tell me in the comments or chat if you want me to use the exact same layout that we have here. Of course, maybe ignoring this industrial area or things like this, but for the population. And we won't get there right away. We still have a few things to do. This is going perfect. This is finished. Are you all ready for the big explosion? 1, 2, boom. I don't know why they're all coming. That's so dangerous. You know, they're going to make the thing all explode. And they come here to see it.
A shame you can't appreciate the craft this requires.
Yeah, you're so right, Faz, that I definitely need to go offline. Yeah, and that's what I was saying as well, as I'll put on bright sand all of the sky. Oh wait, bright sand. Which one is bright sand already? Am I mistaken? That was indeed impressive. So is everybody dead now?
That
Or?
was indeed impressive. Is there anything dynamite won't solve, I wonder?
So they've definitely cleared the way. I don't know where the rock went, but magically disappeared. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. So ditch water is this one, but bright sand, which is Edward's Island, this is where I'm gonna make the skyscrapers, indeed. If that's what you're asking, as well. We can sell this guy for now. It's costing maintenance and all of this. Yeah, population control. So anyway, yeah, even my my nice sheep here, they should all be dead by now, no? I mean, where did the rock go? But yeah, anyway, we definitely don't need it anymore. Let's delete that. But the way is clear to go to our new mines. So let's move there. As we said, we need to produce steel, but we'll also need to produce weapons. We could also start making paved roads now that we're getting a lot more bricks. But that's not the most important thing to do right away. Okay, so we're just going very straight, perfect. As you can see also, I haven't made plans, I haven't made the layout ready for electricity. It's gonna be quite a while, you know, before we get there. So for now, not a problem. And no, I'm not using Wii mode, no mod at all. We're just taking it casually here. The goal is really also to show everybody all of the production chains with quite nice layouts. I don't know as well if you saw before, but you know, like this thing for workflows, you know, it's pretty neat. Or for the sausage, pretty neat too. Actually, we probably need to increase that soon. So yeah, it's definitely taking, I mean, it's not a speed run, that's for sure. Anyway, let's move to the iron mine, starting with one. I mean, we can put them both now because we're in blueprint. We want to integrate as much as possible. So the iron mine will need to use a furnace. And this is 15, this is 30, right? So you can have 2 for each mine. They don't really perfectly fit, but almost. So, you know, you can do something like this. And then for this one, it's 45 seconds. So that's where, you know, it starts getting a bit more complex in your math, but, you know, I'm kidding, we won't have too much problem. So this one, you know, we're gonna make 2, so that's why I'm at 4 here, right? Then we're also gonna need this one charcoal clean for now because we can't use the coal deposits. They're blocked for now. Yeah, it won't be full high efficiency. It won't be bad efficiency either. You know, it's but basically not min-maxing. It's just doing it a bit casually. So these ones indeed will produce the coal, not as efficiently, let's say, as your mines or coal mines, but we can't use them. They also do require quite a bit of a how do you call it, area, you know, around them, similar to your wood, like this one, your lumberjack hut. So that means, you know, it's not as easy to do a perfectly integrated, but we can try. You know, something like one over here, one over there, and they are 30 seconds, so we're gonna need 4. And these ones, the problem is you actually do need to build it. You know, if you don't build it, if you leave it like this in blueprint mode, it will always show 100%, even if you put it next to it. So we need to build it so that we can see, you know, now we can start to see if that's good. One element though is I should have actually built those things first, because those things I want to put them obviously here, something like this one. And for now I'm going to put only 2, which is not perfect, because as you can see 2 would be, you know, 45 divided by 2, which is not at all 15 divided by 2, but it's also because then I want to also use the weapon factories. So anyway, for now, let's put just 2. Them like this. This over here. But yeah, that way we can start to see. Is this one still 100%? Yes. And this one can go pretty close. Okay, so that's the limit over here. Perfect. So I'll probably be able to put a third one over here. That's great. Let's start building. I should have been careful about the roads too, but that's at the end of the wall. Perfect. These things tend to exploit quite a bit. So we're gonna need to also put a few fire stations. I'm not saying there's a perfect place for them, but yeah, this is pretty good, well integrated. This will deliver there, then deliver there, then deliver here. So yeah, not perfect, but pretty good. what is the best good for Docklands? Well, elevator is pretty good. Most people would argue that the best ever, if you want, full efficiency, is still the penny farthing with items, obviously, right? If you're not using items, then elevators are definitely really good. On the other hand, they're planning to fix some of the, what do you call it, trade ratios, and in particular the one for the elevators, as far as I understood, versus the one for the bicycle is not gonna change. It's the one that's gonna stay. So you really want to use Dockland as much as possible. Definitely go with bicycles, or penny farthing is the real name. But you do need items. If you want to see that, don't hesitate also to check Fox channel. He has really good videos on that. Now, okay, we're sort of finished the steel. As I said, it's not perfect in terms of the steel because we're also going to use weapon factories. But as you can see, we are now already in problem with workers because those things require quite a lot of workers. I mean, this is 200 for each. 200, this is 100. So that requires quite a bit. So time to improve again the city. Now, bicycle is different. I mean, it depends what you call the best. Basically, is there are things that will give you more resources. Like, let's say if you sell one steam motor, or if you sell one elevator, obviously you won't get the same number in return. But the problem is also, what do you need to make that one? What do you need to make one steam motor? What do you need to make one bicycle? Or one whatever you want to sell? And that's where, I mean, maybe, tell me if you disagree, but from everything I've seen, that's where the bicycle really is the best. Is to make them is super easy. They make it super quickly. And the items like Bruno, I just make it completely OP when you use them. So for your last question, Azreda, I haven't actually really decided if we're going to, make an island completely for workers, an island completely for farmers. I'm open to ideas. Obviously, right now we're just going through the campaign, and at the beginning, it doesn't really make sense to take over 10 islands and specialize it. So for now, keeping it like this. So bicycles do need rubber, but you can also import the rubber. You don't even have to produce it. And to import is actually quite cheap. Okay, so now... Yeah, no, I get your point, and indeed that's... I mean, yes, rubber needs to come from somewhere else, from the New World, but because you can just import it. So basically, let's say you produce 100 bicycle, then you sell 5 to against rubber, and then you have all the rubber you need to make 100 more of it. So you've just sold only 5, so you still have 95 to sell for something else. Basically, that's why it's completely OP. And indeed, similar to you, man, you know that on my channel I haven't really used Dockland much because I find that it just breaks the whole Anno. Like the fact that you need to do trade routes to transport your resources from one island to another, and all of this thing, to me it just breaks it all. I understand why they did it, and in particular with the skyscrapers, this is very linked to what Fox is doing right now. Is indeed, if you want to have 9 million, 10 million people full of skyscrapers, then you're gonna have to use Dockland. There's no question about it. You have to, and that's why they made it a bit like this. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I don't like it at all. I don't think it works. I know it's with many people have talked about it. I think if the rates of exchange were dynamics, that would change completely, right? Like then you wouldn't be able to sell forever the same thing and all of this. That would be completely different. But yeah, in the current setting, I just can't get behind Dockland. One thing you may have seen when I was in Control Q in my production here is that the Schnapp production was going, I mean, we can look at it actually. Oh no, actually we don't see it. Well, we do. We see that it says 12 when actually we're supposed to produce 16. This may go up, let's see, but just before we could also see that it was going up and down because I think those things are starting to stall. So we need another one at this point. Okay, so because we made the city bigger, we also need a bit more of everything now. Yeah, clothes and fish, and probably also Schnapp, because the Schnapp is being delivered on the other island. So let's make another fish one quickly, then double check our Schnapps. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm still of the opinion, by the way, if you guys don't know, that Caesar 3 is and still was and still is the best game in the whole world. But yeah, it's definitely indeed also a lot more complex than Anno, right? Because also a big thing in Anno is you can just have a lot of unemployment and that's totally fine. Versus in Caesar, you needed to have the right number of people to produce what you needed, but also to not have unemployment and still make money. It was like the perfect optimization of it. I mean, I'm not saying the game is perfect, right? Of course, especially now it has aged a bit, let's say, but still, yeah, it was so good. We are missing just a bit of Schnapps, so let's make one more in this corner. I don't really need this word, to be honest. Let's make it here. Can start closing a bit this corner. Okay. That should be enough for those two islands. And now that we're all good on the steel, we can also start, as I said, the weapons. But before, let's make sure we do this. And that's what I told you earlier, right? If I had put auto publish, then I would have crappy elements everywhere. So, and now we've unlocked this one. So let's use it. Let's use it. At this point in the game, just don't be shy. Just use propaganda like crazy. We have a lot of influence. Workers and farmers don't really care too much if you're using propaganda. So that's totally fine. We can do it. C3, I think it's Caesar 3. But yeah, when you're a kid, I agree. Like it's not the easiest game for sure. I don't remember how old I was. Probably something like 12 something. And I'm not saying I was the best, right? I was just saying I had a blast playing it. So the weapon is actually 1 minute and 30. So this one you can have a lot for 15. We're still on that side. We haven't unlocked this one. I don't want to put them here because that's gonna break my thing. So let's just put it there, where this can deliver here and then go back to there. Yeah. I think we don't have enough at all of... Oh, I completely forgot them actually. Oh. Again, this is not perfect min-maxing. That's not what I'm saying at all. You do need steel for it, so which is why we started with steel, and then I waited a bit on purpose to show you the weapon, because you need steel. We also, if you remember, gonna need steel for the soap. Okay. So yeah, now this is starting. If you don't know, you can also change those things here. You don't have to have this. You can click and then select whatever you want. So, you know, for example, where are they? I don't remember. Could go for weapons. So I know how many I have. So then I know also when I can start building some of those others. I can also just build a few, start selling them. And there's another quest. Let's see it. A pickup quest again. Probably not that hard. Great. This thing here. Up. Press shift to click on all of them. And indeed, we need to move to SOP. If you don't know why Azreda is saying SOP farming time, it's because in the beginning of the game, SOP is the most amazing thing to sell. You can sell it for a lot of money. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to make, but it's not the hardest either. It's pretty quick production too, with only 30 seconds for 50 workers. So yeah, we can make a lot of it. We don't actually need a lot of it. That's also why people usually sell it, because if you look at it, right, like here we need 2 sausage, 2 bread, but we only need less than, 1, so less than 2 for SOP. The other thing we can start is right away, soon the beer. The only thing is the beer, if we want to make the whole thing on that other island, which was F8, we're gonna need workers too, which is why I've also left those workers building here. Let's start that. For workers though, we're gonna need some bricks though. So this guy here, when he's finished, we're gonna change him actually to become this. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you remember as well my pig island, which was producing 2,000 pigs per minute. Definitely, you know, with the trade union, there's an amazing layout. If you guys don't know, don't hesitate to check that video on my channel. You know, just search pig farm. You'll see it. You know, it's 2,000 pigs per minute without any problems with that. You can feed a lot of people. I mean, basically that was how I was feeding my 3 million scholars. So yeah, and one reason you may also want, okay, we got the naval line, so let's deliver that. One reason also you may want to do this, which is a dedicated island for pigs or for your things like soap or sausage, is also the attractiveness. If you see, the pig brings -3 attractiveness, the rendering works -5, the soap -5, and the sausage -5 too. So all of this, you know, if you start to have a few, will accumulate into negative attractiveness. Where is it? Here. And this attractiveness, you know, you can see here, -20, for example, on this island. Well, actually still have one or two rooms, which will, you know, balance what you may be trying to do with culture, which is bad, right? So obviously that's why also it's a good idea indeed to sometimes have a dedicated island. I haven't scouted the map at all as radar for basically the reason to not make it too easy. Like, I don't want to have too many AIs giving me quests. I don't want to take all of the islands right away. I sort of want to let them take them and then I'll have to take them back. I think it's more interesting while we just follow the quest line. So we have 5 weapons. We can end that. This one requires 7 and this one I think it's 15 if I'm not mistaken, but we also need artisans first. So we are gonna, that's also why, you know, we need to of course make the soap, and then the school is easy. It's just you know, just put a building of course, and it doesn't give you money, it just gives you worker, versus this one gives you great money. Yeah, I mean, I know it's late, man, so thanks for watching, and definitely we'll see you later on the Discord. For anybody who's watching, we indeed have a Discord community, which you can find in the description of any of my videos, or in on the top of my channel, or, you know, or just ask in a comment and I'll give you the link if you want to speak with other Anno enthusiasts, and also, you know, see other games that I'm talking about or playing. Okay, let's sell and let's put that back so that indeed we can start. And right now, yeah, let's first place those things. So yeah, right now we're not really dedicating any islands to anything. But in the later parts of the game, that will of course be like mandatory to some extent. Okay, so we have the sausage, we can start building it actually. No, we can't actually, I forgot, because we don't have any bricks, but that's gonna come. He's coming here first with wood and soon with bricks too. One thing we can do is start also some of those other productions. Okay, deliver more. Oops, I press shift instead of control. If you press control, it will just deliver your resources, so you don't have to do it manually. You can sell this one too for now. The one thing we're missing though is bread. Remember, I made also a small cool layout here for bread with the bakeries, the grain farms, and the meal in the middle. Let's do it. You can copy it like this and then see. I have a quest here. So where should we put it? Maybe in that corner. Like that. Okay, press S to get the road going. Connect here. Perfect. We're also going to need some bricks, which will be delivered soon. But before we do that, we need to check that we're good on all these. Perfect. So this one we need more. Okay, let's start in the corner as always. Move from there. Now it's this one. Oh, actually, it's not built. Yeah. Now this one, 144. We're not building any tractors now because we don't have any fuel. Maybe doing it soon. Also similarly for the silos, as I said at the beginning of the episode, if you want me to start using silos right away, do share. But also I feel like maybe it's not cheating, obviously, because that's part of the game. But when the game first released and people had to do this campaign, this wasn't available. So I feel like also just doing it without is a bit more fair in a sense. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people these days saying, you know, they're not using ground fall anymore because indeed, I mean, if we go back to oh sorry, I put too many on, to what we said earlier, like the beauty or the complexity or even sort of the essence of Anno is that you need a lot of small islands interconnected with trade. With Crown Falls, you don't need that anymore, especially now that we can change the fertilities. You're able to sort of, you know, make a lot of things on Crown Falls. Of course, I'm not even talking about Dockland, because with Dockland you can make everything. So yeah, now we have bricks. While I was talking, I mean, I hope you understand also that that's the reason I talk. It's not just because I like the sound of my voice, it's also to just let the game do its thing, so that, you know, we don't have to wait the next time we want to do something. So anyway, we finished the first production of bread. We can also launch first production of sausage. Let's see if that is enough. Yeah, that is definitely enough. We're good on everything. We don't have enough workers though. I'm gonna need more of everything. There's a quick quest here. Puzzle. So these ones is about finding things, right? Sometimes it's easy, sometimes I've lost on. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you have a trick to do it. I find it that usually it's just about luck. Especially when your city gets bigger. I found that when you click on it, they tell you where it's supposed to be, but usually it's not there anymore at all when your city is big. And I see a lot of cows, but that's not what I'm looking for. Sometimes there's some details if you click on it. It's near the farmer's residence, but basically everything is a farmer residence in my city right now, so that doesn't help. There's also sort of the right level, like if you're too high you can't see anything. If you're too close, you start seeing too many people that are not relevant. I'm trying to just be at the right level, but I'm not seeing it. If you see it, please scream in the chat. Love your help here. And it's not like we're gonna die if we don't do it, but still. Ooh, they're starting to buy parts of each other. Islands, interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely not finding it. This is crazy. Where is it? Oh, got it. Whew. Seeds. Well, that's not really what I needed, but okay. Oh, we can sell it if we're out of money. But yeah, not the most important thing here. Let's make this corner of the city a worker population, and now we're getting to 300. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Am I good? Yeah, still good on sausage. Not good on fish. We're gonna build one. Okay. And we're probably also bad on schnapps, but not the end of the world. We're making money. So fish. One more. One more fish. Are you guys excited also about the game update? I know we haven't heard a lot about what's gonna be in it in terms of the quality of life changes, but we know there is indeed this new green jam mode for sustainability. I'm quite interested to see what it's gonna be. I just fear we're gonna be disappointed because they've been talking about it for a while. You know, they've been sort of creating hype. So that's always a bit dangerous. In particular, you know, I feel like maybe this is something you do once and then you'll never look at it again, which is always a shame, of course. Okay, so we're pretty good here. Can check a bit our production. Yeah, I think the schnapp is still going down. If you want to produce a lot of schnapps without item for a lot of islands, it does take quite a bit of space. Okay, let's make one there. Need to make sure you still leave space for the modules to come out. But here we're fine. Close it like this. Okay, and another one on the other side. We haven't had a lot of fires or explosions recently, but pretty good. Can't complain. But I did put quite a few fire station a bit everywhere. Plus, I'm sure we're getting fires. It's just that because I have all those fire stations, the game doesn't tell me about it. I think it was in update where they made that change that you only get notification of fire when it's really getting out of hand, which is basically means when it's too late for you to do anything. Okay.
An explosion in one of your factories.
Now that we have a lot of steel, definitely time to go and make some soap. I don't have a really amazing layout for soap. The key thing though to remember is that this one is 30 seconds, this one is 1 minute, and this one is 1 minute. So basically for two of these for only one of these. That's, you know, as always the key thing to remember or to play around. We haven't put one of these. Yeah. Oh no, we did over here. And this one moderate. Okay, let's put one. Put it here for example. Then we can put one of these next to it.
Can't bring back your father.
Actually, let me do it that. Okay, and put another one here, and then the two peaks next to it on both sides. Yeah, that should work. This one, perfect. This one is gonna deliver here, this one there. Now we just need to put a few of these. That's not perfect. We'll have to live with that. Okay. It's really not perfect. As I was saying before, don't have a perfect layout for this one. I mean, I have a perfect layout, which is obviously with trade unions, but I meant a layout where it's integrated. I probably won't need many of it, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, and this one. And we're back into negative. Yeah. Fine. So I need a few more workers, but I'm actually going to gain workers as soon as the soap production comes, and also I'm gonna gain some as soon as I put a school. So you may not, you don't really have to, you know, to make more worker house per se, but we will have to, because then we're gonna transform some of them into artisans, right? So just let's get it over with and actually start upgrading a few. When you do that, that means you also need more farmers, which is again the whole point of the game. Okay. Don't hesitate also to share in the comments on the chat where you want me to focus next. Also, if you have time where it's best for me to stream, to make sure you're available. I'd love to hear about it, because I definitely will have a bit more time to stream in the next few weeks. So keen for all of you to be able to see that. Okay, we've put the school next to the church. And if you don't know what the church, there is Han Solo in your church going to control, but there's a secret for that, and I actually have a video on it if you want to look at it. So yeah, anyway, we're getting our workers, we're in positive, and the soap should start pretty quickly. And first, obviously, it needs to produce the pig, then it needs to produce the tallow before it gets into here. That's why it's taking a bit of time. And after that, the last one before moving to artisan is just gonna be the brewery, which once again we're gonna make on this one here to be able to do the full chain integrated. Let's just double check how we're doing in terms of production. Oh, actually, we do need indeed also soap here. Let's check. How's my production? We're still producing way more than what we need, so we could use it to just deliver it here. Let's do that for now. Oh, we have some boats. I missed that. Let's use this one for soap. We're not producing it yet, and we're also gonna put a minimum, make sure that there's enough that stays in ditch water. Tell those two. A new quest here. We can also take a quick look. Pick up. That's easy. Let's pick up. Let's make some new boats. And as I said, yes, we need to make a minimum on this. I mean, that's my advice to you if you're new to Anno. Anything you transport between one island to another, put a minimum. Because you usually don't want to get to zero ever. Okay, so this is going to get delivered. We don't really need that at this point. Could make a school though. It's not unlocked yet because we've never reached 750 on this island. So where are we gonna make? Maybe in this corner we can... Let's take a quick look at those animals. Especially the one in Mbesa I love. I mean, it's lions, giraffes, elephants. Everything I love to see here in Africa. But yeah, even in the old world, pretty cool animals. Unfortunately, they disappear when you start building. And that's, I guess, the reality on the ground too. Yeah, we do have a positive one here.
I don't think it's too severe. Not at all.
Oops. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I could go for that one because I have a lot. So let's do it.
If you think this
Doesn't cost you us anything. So yes, let's move to the last one for the workers, and maybe the last one for this episode. So that's already been more than an hour of stream. The beer. So the beer, it's 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and 1 minute. So what you can do is basically go to 30 seconds, meaning we're gonna have 2 breweries for 1 malt house, 2 grain farms, and for 3 hop farms. And again, we want to integrate that as much as possible. So you can start, by putting your warehouse and your fire station. Then we're gonna build around that. So the 2 breweries as close as possible to the warehouse. You can put the malt house, as close as possible to those 2. We could, if we want to do it even more, we can do it like this in the middle, but then you also need the grain to be delivered there, right? So, I don't think that's perfect, but if I do it like this, for example, that means I can have grain really just going there, then this one just going here and there. That's really close. Or maybe, you know, sorry, let me just change that a little bit. Can make it like this. This one doesn't need to be close. So we can put it actually over here. And then we need this here. Then we're gonna have 2 on that side, 1 on that side. You know, they deliver on here and there. Pretty efficient. Then, of course, you just need roads to go wherever you think you need to go. And start building things. You know, we say we want to cover all of this.
A competitor raised a
Make
settlement.
it like that. Example. So then we can say the road will actually go here instead of over here. And that's also why you usually want to start in a corner, because that's, you know, sort of your limit. Otherwise, it's too many dimensions to optimize. Let's say, in particular, I mean, those things on that side, that wasn't very smart. Because now I'm not gonna use that space. Okay. Let's change that. Let's go back to how it was before. That way we can just close all these corners. Okay. As always, please don't hesitate to ask questions in the chat or later on in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Also, you know, things that I can cover in the next episode. We'll of course move to artisans and sell regat. But yeah, anything else you also want to see into here. Okay, so that's pretty good. And that should be enough for our whole, what we have right now in terms of population. And did I build also this? It's fine. It was far enough so that it didn't get built. We still have 20 minutes for this one, so that's fine. Let's sell this one. There's only 6,250 instead of the 2,500 of the schooner. It's pretty good, but you do need to make weapons, right? You could also just sell the weapons. Anyway, we are good here. Cool. This one is not. We haven't delivered yet any soap. Probably because we're not at 50 yet. Yeah, we're only at 8. That's gonna take some time if we don't increase the production of it. But that will be fine. Yeah. And let's see for the new production now. Oh, we actually need more than that. We're only producing 2 and we need 3 for the 2 islands. So we're gonna need to double this over here. Which is fine, we can just double it over there. You know, keeping a very similar layout. Somewhere like this. Not perfect. It's a bit quick and dirty. Yeah. Oh, wait. I got scared that I forgot one, but now all good. It's all good. We could also just make a police station. Okay. So let's just finish this one. So we can say we've really done the worker tier. So if I weren't playing chill, you know, we would definitely do something differently, like using items to change some of the inputs, also increase, you know, the productivity both here and with items. But yeah, it's also fun to do this as intended, let's say. I don't think when they created the game, I honestly don't think they realized how powerful they made some of the items and the consequences that it would have with min-maxers out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a developer out there that's going to hear me and say I'm completely wrong, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Okay, let's build all of it now. Oh, yeah, I forgot one. Yeah. Scratch. You. Okay. Now we should definitely be producing enough because we're producing 4 and we only need 3. And sorry, maybe you didn't see it because I was quick, but yeah, you can see that the production is perfect in terms of malt and hop. There's something going on grain. Is it because these ones got built or something? Yeah, they got built. So we can stop 2 of these. 1
Time for a nap in the hay.
and 2. And here it should be totally fine now. Yeah, 6 to 6, 2 to 2, producing enough of everything. Perfect. So now we're gonna do on the other side where this island is getting a minimum. And actually we're gonna be somewhat smart and say that use this one. Sorry, where we're gonna say you take here and you deliver. No, that's not what I want you to do. Yeah, no, that is what I want you to do. Sorry. So basically it starts in dishwater, taking some soap, delivering it here to this. Actually, we should change the name. Who wants to decide of the name of this island in the chat? Go ahead, tell me. But anyway, when we get to that island, it delivers this, then it takes this, and then it delivers it back to dishwater and starts again. You can do it even more complex where you could put them both here, but then we would have to use things like discard cargo. Otherwise, if this is full, then you will never get that. So yeah, anyway, yeah, if you have a question about trade routes, don't hesitate to ask. I know this is not always the easiest thing to understand. Okay, we're also still good on money, even if we've increased obviously our maintenance cost because we now produce a lot of different things. Oh yeah, these guys will get soap at some point. Then let's see, will they get to? So they will get 2 more, right? 2 out of 16. Yeah, they'll get there. They are getting already beer. Means 14 coins per house. Like that's huge. Compare, to the schnapps was only 8, or even soap is only 5. So beer is definitely something you want to make if you're in the hardest difficulty. If you don't make it, you're gonna be negative for sure. I can tell you that. We're already starting to have royal taxes, but not too much.
I am quite penetrated by your kindness.
Movement speed reduced by having some hit points. Leon. Why is that, Mido? Is that the name of your son or? Leon. Okay. So anyway, now pretty good. all is going well. We do need to wait quite a bit. I mean, honestly, you don't need to put 50. Like we can put 20. That's fine. So get this to get to 20. This to get also, you know, we can put 22. Maybe I'll just let the game run for a few minutes offline on this.
Take it before I change my
Oh, a
mind.
gift. We can take it. That's fine.
Scooped us out of the gutter, you did.
So that we can get to artisans into the next episode. Before we do that, you know, I'm happy to answer any question or discuss anything that anybody watching may have on their mind. So do tell me. Otherwise, maybe indeed we'll close this episode for today. As I said before, don't hesitate to also tell me when is a good time for all of you to watch me play. Love to hear about it. Also, if you're keen for me to look at other games, you know, on my channel right now, I'm doing a lot of Age of Empire 4. Also been playing quite a bit of Transport Fever 2 without showing to you guys. So, you know, if you want, not married yet. Well, you could still have a son called Leon without being married, but so you still didn't tell me, Mido, why this name. I'm now very curious, because if it was just the name of your son, you know, that would be easy. But now if you're saying that's not this, I don't know why. I mean, we can get to artisans, right? Because we have all the population. I just want to make sure we fully give everything before we move there. One thing I mentioned earlier, maybe good for you to see, is the propaganda. That was what I was talking about when you start using the newspaper too much. So too much is too many times in a row. You start having this effect here, which increases the riot chance and decreases the happiness. So you want to make sure that whatever you're using the propaganda for is enough to compensate for those things, right? Otherwise, you should stop it. One, you know, especially if you're playing in very hard difficulty, one thing you want to do is also sort of not using all the time, because again, as I said, you get this when you use the newspaper too much. So you can, in a sense, you know, for example, use the newspaper 2 times, then stop it 2 times, then starts to gain 2 times, and you won't get this, you know, if you alternate like this. So that's, you know, that's an important tip if you're playing in the hardest difficulty and you're having challenges with money, because as you can see, money is not, I mean, it's not hard. We've always been into positive, but it's not like we're making millions at this point either. We could make a lot more money if we just increase the population, because again, we don't really care about some unemployment, right? So yeah. Oh, Rich Media. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right, sorry. I'm not sure also I've seen you before, so welcome. And indeed, yeah, Transport Fever 2, I was considering, you know, I've posted a couple of videos on it on my channel around the campaign, but I was considering indeed doing a new completely, you know, sandbox mode to grow, as you're saying, sort of grow the cities and the empire. So yeah, if it seems like you may be interested, so let me do that in the next few weeks for sure. Probably also in the stream. I feel like, you know, Transport Fever 2 also a good game to just stream and do with you. Otherwise, I can get pretty long episodes. And it'll also restore and play. I don't know if you just joined when I was starting to say that maybe we'll end the stream soon, but you know, if there's many people joining now, maybe we continue. So don't hesitate to tell me if you want me to really continue and start going to artisans or start doing something else. You know, maybe you tell me you want me to start building silos. We I can show you that for sure. Oh, we're starting to move some. Perfect. So we are starting to get some sop here, and this is coming back now with some beer for our main island. That way we'll get this, which again will give us quite a bit of a boost on our money. So Restore and Play, thanks for joining. Sorry you're just joining now. Don't hesitate also to ask if you want me to recap something from before, but of course I will also post the episode on the channel if you just want to look at it after, maybe also in time to speed. I know this is something I do a lot actually, to be honest. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah. It really helps a lot when all of you guys share that you're liking what I'm doing, you're enjoying it. It helps because, as maybe some of you know, right now I'm making literally zero money. YouTube is keeping everything, all of the money from the advertisement and all of this. Given that I'm below 1,000 subscribers, they keep everything. So yeah, it's really great to see when some of you say that you like it. And oh, you are in France. Where are you in France? For those of you who don't know, I am personally from the north of France, close to Lille, but right now living in South Africa. So pretty much the opposite. If you look at the map, I went from close to the very north of the globe to close of the very south of the globe. Okay, the beer is coming. This first one was maybe not enough for us to get to 100%, meaning that we're using it too quickly, but hopefully with the next one we'll get there. Paris, okay. Where are you farther in Asia? Because if you're in Asia, for those of you who don't know, before there was Azreda is in India, so he is quite late. But okay, in Egypt you're not that late yet. I mean, it's not early either, but you're not as late as some part of Asia, so let's say, and especially obviously New Zealand and Australia. I'm guessing that, they're already in the next day. they live a bit differently. Yeah, now we're making also good reserve of everything, including weapons. That way, as soon as we get to artisan, maybe let's go for it now. Yeah, we're almost at 100%, 97%, 98%. Yeah, so I think we can say we can go for it. One thing we may want to do is actually not upgrade this part of the town, but upgrade more another part. Actually, I should upgrade this part because this is where the electricity is gonna come. So I should have put some workers over there. That's okay. We'll do it just now. So I'm going to upgrade like this. Okay, we're gonna need a bit more farmers that side.
Know what Annie does with royalists? We've dumped you full of fish.
Okay, almost there. Yeah, thanks for watching, Restore and Play, or for joining. I'll definitely do more live sessions in the next few days, next few weeks. Do check on my channel. I try to give a bit of notice. It's not always easy for me to tell you guys, and I'm sorry about that, when I will be streaming, because of work and of just life, right? Like taking care of my baby and all those type of things. But I try to share as soon as I know when I'll be able to stream, so that you can plan for it. That's really at the top of the channel. If you haven't seen it before, it says, you know, when is the next stream. So definitely we'll be doing that more in the future. So hope to see you, a lot of you there. And I think indeed, let's stop here, guys. We've played for almost 2 hours now. We got to artisans. We are gonna need for artisans a lot of new things, which is great because that's what I'm all about. We've started to unlock some, others will be unlocked later. We need window, which is a new, you know, building material. Also the chain that people yeah, I know you can use alt, you're right, but if you use alt you also need to be careful to not downgrade every one of them. But yeah, just as I was saying, yeah, the canned food is probably the most hated production chain ever in Anno. Most people start using items at that point to take out, for example, the artisanal kitchen. But here, as I promised, we're gonna do the full one, and we're actually going to do the full one on this island here because we have iron and we have the red pepper and we don't need any fertility for cattle farms. So yeah, we'll definitely be starting to build all of these things here on the island. This is also when we can start having a few more interesting things like Dockland, but let's see if we do use Dockland at all or not. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, especially Pardas and Mido for all of your comments, you know, during the chat. Really loved the engagement and chatting with you guys. It was really great. Don't hesitate again to post any comments below if you want me to focus on something in the future. And yeah, I hope to see you very soon, either on one of my other videos or on a stream. Saving is a 2.